mentioned this in the last show. We've seen all these videos, all these YouTube, Instagram guys coming out live streaming. One of the most outspoken individuals, fighters out there is the very, very outspoken Gary Russell.
Hold on, put the Mr. on it. Put the Mr. on it.
Mr. Gary Russell. Will Mr. Gary connector with Mr. Gary Russell will get a mega fight in 2021?
I'm gonna connect on faith. I hope so.
On faith?
Okay.
I'm gonna connect on faith. I want to see this man get somebody. Right? I want to see him get a major fight. You know, I don't know, but I'm gonna connect on faith.
You gotta connect,
man. In the words of Mr. Gary Russell, man, I want you real bad, Slim. I want you real bad. But man, hey, I'm gonna say it's a connect though, man. I'm gonna say it's a connect, man. I think he gets a major fight though.
Okay. All right, so second one. Now we've heard rumblings about Teofimo going up at 140. There's a big dog there by the name of Josh Taylor. Well, Josh Taylor, connect a whiff. He will unify the 140-pound division and be the big dog. I just want to throw something out there. If I'm not mistaken, he's 5'10", and he handed Regis Progress his first defeat by majority decision. He's a big junior welterweight at 5'10". That a connector with.
So hold on, real quick. So you mean
will he be?
If Timo gets up there,
will he be the undisputed? Period.
When he fight Jose Ramirez, who has the other.
Let's say right now.
Connector with. He will be the guy at 140.
Right. So right now.
I'm gonna take him over Jose Ramirez, but the caveat to that is now they say Jose Ramirez, he's the beneficiary of decisions. He got a few questionable decisions, so he's favorite. But I in decisions, he done had a couple fights that people feel like should have went the other way. But I think that Josh Taylor is he calls upon stocks and bonds, man. They love them guys, man. So it'll be hard. It'll be hard to really. I can see the UK. You know what I'm saying? Put a little more money in the judge's pocket.
Hey, that never happens. There's no home cooking in boxing.
He's tall, he's dumb, athletic, and he can mix it up pretty decent.
All right, so we got to connect over there for Q. What we got, JD?
Yeah, man, I gotta connect on that, man. I think at the end of the day, man, we're headed towards a clash between him and Ramirez, and I think at the end of the day, man, I'm putting my money on Josh Taylor. Okay, like you said, man, he a big boy. I'm gonna say he's gonna unify the 140-pound division.
And it's one of those things where because he's across the pond, he doesn't get a lot of love over here. But I think he's gonna be somebody, like a Joe Calzaghe. You don't hear about him, and then all of a sudden he starts beating some of these Americans, and then he gets a name. So I think we've yet to hear.
And word is also he might want that smoke with Bud too,
and that. All for it. So
that's boat with Bud.
Yeah.
So speaking of somebody who should be a free agent in Bud Crawford, last connector with Canelo being a free agent, a good thing is a good thing for boxing. Connector with.
I'm gonna let you go first, JD.
You gonna let me go? Hey man, I think it's a great thing. It's a great thing, man, for Canelo to be a free agent, man. I'm gonna salute him for that. At the end of the day, I gotta blame Oscar De La Hoya and DAZN. It was an unfortunate, occurrence where all the money, pretty much, let's say it like this, man. DAZN is probably about to be a flop. We were just looking at a week ago, man. What were they doing? A promo of $2? a $2 promo in new territories, man, to try to sucker in new subscribers. So, I mean, it's great with that ship going down to see him. So I'm gonna say it's a connect.
What we got, Q?
So this is what I'm gonna say, because it's a catch to this. Now, it's a connect if, in my opinion, he goes over there to the PBC stable, because that's where all the dogs at. Similar to what Bud Crawford got going on. That's where all the fights at. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, he got a fight lined up December 19th with my man Caleb Plant.
Hey, and that's a nice fight.
He's over there.
Yeah,
he's over there. We got my man. We got Charlo brothers over there. We got hold on. Let me out.
No. Listen, it's a whole stable of fights.
Right.
So yeah,
Hold on, there's one more that I want to mention though. I can't think of who the other one. It was like two more. But
Okay.
but
So we got two connects, right?
if he goes over there, he won't go to top rank.
Yeah. So the big thing is we got two connects, all right. And so I'm a jump in on this, and I'm gonna say it's a whiff. And this is why I'm gonna say it's a whiff. I think the catalyst for him being a free agent is he didn't want to fight a third fight with Triple G. I think the catalyst for that, and I know some people may say, "Oh, it's gonna end like this, it's gonna end like that." I'm gonna be frank with you. I thought ultimately Triple G won the first fight, and I thought the second fight was a draw. Right? And I think if you have to walk through that fire at Triple G and you come out scathed but victorious, right? You don't want to go back into that well, a la Manny Pacquiao. So I think what the tensions that arose with the contract with, fighting these top level fighters, and there were good fighters that Canelo lined up. I think it's a whiff, right? Just because we've seen him fight.
So now you think that never happens now?
Yeah, I think it never happens, and I think that's something that needs to happen just because he's been the beneficiary of some very friendly scorecards dating back to Austin Trout days or wherever you want to talk about.
Lord.
Floyd. That was a whitewash, but magically what was it? A split decision?
Right, it was.
Decision. So I mean, I'm really not in favor because I don't. And don't get me wrong, this Caleb Plant fight, I was kind of excited about it. I want to see these good, strong opponents that he faces. But I really think it's a whiff just because I've seen the type of fights that Canelo's been in when he wasn't with the zone. I mean, that stinker with Chavez Jr., Amir Khan. I mean, all these catch weights he was fighting.
And now he controls his own destiny.
And now he controls his own destiny. And so now that he already has the brand, I don't know if I see him taking as many chances, because if he was going to take that many chances, he would have went ahead and fought Triple G again. So I don't really, I think it's a whiff, and this is just me throwing my, and I know you have your opinions about Triple G, but I don't think he beat Triple G once, so I don't see him ever beat Triple G.
Q, I'll say this too, man.
Hold on, but will you say he did improve in the two fights?
Mo. He did improve.
He did improve, but I think we would see the best Triple G. We would see the best Triple G in that third fight, because this would be his last hurrah.
And I'll say this, man. Hey, Q, I'll tell you this is not gonna happen, man. He ain't going to PBC. If anything, it's gonna be a partnership, because at this point,
he's his own brand.
Yeah, he's his own brand. And he's the money man in boxing. He is the most lucrative star in boxing.
Anywhere he goes,
so at the end of the day, ultimately, it makes no sense for him to really go anywhere. But I would agree, Jay, that we're now going to see the real Canelo.
Yeah.
We're going to see the real Canelo, because we lamented back in the day, we felt he was being spoon-fed.
Yeah.
A lot of times.
All these catchweights.
All the catchweights.
People want to talk about Pacquiao. He was really undersized. They were fighting catchweights. If I'm not mistaken, it was a catchweight against Amir Khan. I'm like, and it was a weird kind of sort of to fit his, weight and how he had struggles with his weight. Nobody else got spoon-fed like that. But I'm not getting on Canelo too much. He's a great champion, and I really appreciate what he did with Kovalev. That was a great performance. He put on.
Unicorn, man.
Hey.
That man, cinnamon.
Hey, he is a great
cinnamon.
But
he's a Mexican with freckles and
Viva Mexico.
Shout out to Canelo Alvarez. He really does put on some good performances. I would just like to see different competition at certain times. But that's our time, man. I hope y'all love us like we love y'all. This is Boxing Vibez TV, man, and we out here, man.
I want you real bad, Slim.
Shout out to Gary Russell, man.
Mr. Gary Russell.
If he don't put on the most entertaining fights, he got the most entertaining IG live.
Most definitely. Yes, sir.
Go ahead and subscribe.
Most deaf
to the vibe.
Oh, hold on. Eminem, Q. Eminem squad.
Let me see the micro muscles. The micro
Next
muscles.
one, bro. Hey.
I'm what my man name is? Hercules Slim, baby. We ain't gonna do that micro muscle shit no more, man. That's me. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you see the African 8?
Hey.
You see him? That's what it is, man. Vibez TV, man.